And this is the mindset that you need to adopt before you actually become a successful entrepreneur. Welcome everybody, it's Gull Khan here, your money mindset expert, and I help entrepreneurs to break free from the limiting beliefs, to reverse their money shame, and to blast through their money blocks so that they can live a life of limited abundance. My past clients have manifested up to $830,000 within 8 weeks of working with me. And my most recent and most favorite success story at the moment is of my client who cleared $150,000 worth of debt within 6 months. So not the best result, but one of the ones that was closest to my heart. So I thought I'd quickly go on and talk about my, the 4 money mindsets that I talk about and that I sort of address in my teachings. And I think everyone should be abundantly aware of of the different type of money mindsets that are out there, and then identify which exactly mindset do you fall under. So let's first of all talk about, I will talk about the 4 mindsets in a minute, but let's talk about, the importance of why money mindset is so important in the first place. So let me ask you a question. All right, so if you have somebody, someone like Richard Branson, right? Somebody who's a serial entrepreneur, and if you take everything away from him, like his name, his fame, his businesses, his companies, do you think if everything was taken away, he would bounce back very quickly, right? Do you think do you think he'll lose that? Probably not. He'll bounce back very, very quickly, right? So so why do you think that is? Is it because, do you think where he is because of his money, or is it because of his name? Is it because of anything? No, right? It's the way he's programmed. Now, compare that to somebody who wins the lottery and they win 5 million, 10 million, 100 million, 500 million. So there are people who won like 450 million, I think the Euro jackpot, whatever. I don't know what these amounts in America, but we have like Euro jackpots, which are a huge amount of money, right? So these people who win these large quantities of money, which is amazing, like $450 million pounds or euros or whatever the hell it is, right? But statistics show that I think is it 80 or is it 90%, something along those lines, of those people are actually bankrupt within 5 years. So what happens is not only have they lost in the entire money, the whole entire money they've lost out, but more than that, they've actually worse off. So they're, from wherever they started off, they're actually worse off financially. And how does that work? How can you win such large quantities of money and actually within 5 years, not like 50 years, within 5 years be worse off financially compared to when you were, when you started off? Okay, it boils down to mindset. This is why mindset is so important. So Richard Branson is where he is, not because the fact that he has the millions. Yes, he has millions, but it's the mindset he developed while he was getting the millions. See the point, right? See the importance of it. At the same time, somebody who's got the millions now, they've aligned themselves with the law of attraction, whichever however you want to see it, and they've actually got the numbers and they won the Euro, whatever jackpot it is, however amount of money it is. But because the mindset's not there, the mindset is still set at the poor. I'm going to go into different mindsets in a bit, but they most likely are still stuck in a poor mindset or break-even mindset. And because of that, they attract circumstances, people, situations, which allows for them to go back in their comfort zone, which means actually get rid of all the money. Okay, so it's everything. The amount of money that you have is all to do with your mindset and very little to do with actually your skill set and even your, your contacts and so forth. I kid you not. If you don't believe me, look around you. I mean, there are plenty of examples out there. People, right? I recently read something about someone, some sort of 26-year-old who is a multi-millionaire because of 4 e-commerce stores or something. He's looking for an assistant. It's a really funny story about some millionaire guy, young guy who's looking for an assistant or something ridiculous story, but it honed in the point, right? So those people are not necessarily, people who are rich don't necessarily have better skills or better education or better privileged lifestyle, or they're born lucky or they get lucky break. There's no such thing. Honest to God, there is no such thing. My experience being working with hundreds and tons of both men and women now has, brought me to this conclusion that one, it doesn't matter which area of expertise you have. Honestly, you could be a cleaner, you could be a nurse, you could be a pilot, you could be whatever. Your skill set is irrelevant to you and making money. Seriously, right? And it also doesn't matter about, how much grafting, how much hustle you do, because there are, plenty of people out there who hustle, but they don't make very much money, right? So they're literally chasing the tail. So they're actually busy but not productive for whatever reason, okay? And I do know the reason, but that's another time for another thing. how to be productive. So I just want you to understand the importance of having the right mindset, because when you have the right mindset, you're actually starting out the game properly. You're actually playing it, because this is a game of life. Then you play the game with the rules. Okay, once your mindset's sorted, then at least you know the rules of how to play the game of life, and then you can attain success. Success is not difficult, people. It's not difficult, but you have to play the game. If you're not playing by the rules, you're playing against yourself. Okay, and having the correct mindset is really important. So that's why that's the first thing I'm talking about. You know, the importance of having the right mindset from the get-go. And this does not matter whether you're online, offline. So because I've got online clients and I've got offline clients, and my tools and techniques have worked equally for both. So I know for a fact that what I talk about is not just for online entrepreneurs. It works in general life, because my principles are universal, right? And they're not my principles for that. I mean, I say my principles, they're not my principles. These are principles that I deciphered from learning to, reading tons of the books, and, reading from Benjamin Franklin to the Truett to papers and whatever else, right? So this is why mindset is really important. So that's the first thing. Now let's talk about the 4 different mindsets, the true essence of today's actual life. A lot of people either fall into each one of these, or they fall in between one of these. And the good thing is, people, once you've shifted, it's very rare for you to go back. Once you open up your horizons, once you opened up your vision, it's very difficult to contract. And that's the beauty of it. So once you've done the work, yes, you may, some limiting beliefs may come up, other things may come up, but you will not contract back. You will never get back into old way of thinking, because you cannot, because your world has been awakened. It's broadened, your horizons have been broadened. The very first mindset, I think a lot of the people have, is the poor mindset, is in-debt mindset. Okay, so very first one is poor. The next one is break even. The one after that is comfortable, and the last one is rich. Give me next 5-10 minutes. This will be worth your while. Okay, so with poor money mindset, when you have poor money mindset, it's actually you're driven to actually borrow and spend. So by the time, these are the people who are either living on welfare, or those people who are on very low income, and by the time you've got your money, you're gonna get your money. All the money is allocated, has already been spent. So even before they receive the money's already been spent. Okay, now you can be in poor money mindset. You can have a poor money mindset already, and still have a middle class income. By the way, so I want to understand, make this very clear. This does not; these mindsets can cross over. Okay, so if you grew up in a poor household, it's possible that you still reach, even though you may have a middle class income, so you may have a decent professional income, but you're still stuck in the old money mindset. So you're still living by those sort of standards. Therefore, I really recognize it if this is applicable to you. So, for example, if you're going to make $2,000 that month or £2,000 that month, most of that money has already been allocated. So most of that money has already been allocated. Okay. So that's the first thing, okay? So that's these people are, I don't know about America, but in UK, we have all these bloody, excuse my language, and it really infuriates me, these payday loans and these, pawn shops and whatever else. And it absolutely drives me crazy, because it's getting them into a cycle, getting more and more people into the cycle of bloody debt again and again and again. Because remember, these payday loans are atrocious. They charge something like 1,000 or 400 or 500, percentage, interest rates. It's absolutely crazy. So these payday loan rubbish people, right? They're encouraging you to spend the money they haven't got at the moment. It's absolutely ridiculous, right? I think I've seen adverts on TV about Quid Pro or whatever else. I don't know. Anyway, so these people who have poor money mindset are driven to borrow and spend. So if you're driven to borrow and spend, you have a poor money mindset. Simple as that. And it's irrelevant in terms of what your income level is. Okay, that's really, really important to know. Okay, the next money mindset is break even, and majority of the people that I see tend to be around here. Okay, so most of my clients tend to be around this sort of mindset. Poor people, I don't get very many people with poor money mindset. It tends to be around this particular one is the one I attract the most in terms of my clients. And a lot of the professionals fall into you could be doctor, lawyer, engineer, architect, pharmacist, whatever. They tend to fall into this sort of mindset. And I don't know what it is, but it tends to be a lot of them here. Okay, and the people who are in the break even mindset, they tend to be people who are, they're actually driven to cover expenses and spend the rest. Okay, so any money comes in, so they allocate it. So I'm going to pay this bill, I'm going to pay that credit card, I'm going to pay this, and whatever remains, they'll spend. right? They're the ones who go on the holidays. They're the ones who are, stretch themselves to, buy the new car. They're the ones who, live up to the Jones. They're living up to the Joneses. That's the kind of category of people who are there. So they are, statistically, if you look at doctors and lawyers and so forth, they tend to be really, really tight with money because they're always overspending. Even though they're making really good money, they may not borrow, so they may not be in poor money mindset, but they definitely are stuck in the break-even mindset. So any extra money they have, they spend. Okay, they have to get the latest car, the latest designer wear, or whatever else. So they're the ones who are keeping up with the Joneses. In break-even, they tend to save, but saving is for a specific item. For example, saving for a holiday, or saving for a deposit for a car, or saving for, I don't know, going to uni or something like that, children's education fund or something like that. So there's specific saving funds. They won't save it just for the sake of it. They won't actually want to grow their wealth. They don't actually think of growing their wealth. They actually think of saving in terms of, okay, we have a particular, right? So that's the second one, which is the break-even mindset. The next mindset is called comfortable. Now, when those people who are comfortable, they are actually driven to save. So what these people will do, so people in the comfortable mindset will actually avoid spending. They'll save portion, or large portion of their income or whatever money is coming in, so they put it away in a saving. So these people don't actually want to do anything exciting with their money. They may, I don't know, put it into a saving bond or whatever, but they're very cautious with their money and they're very safe. So every penny they get, they save. Okay, they'll spend and they'll make sure they're comfortable, but most of the money goes into saving, but not they still don't have the wealth mindset, because they won't spend the money and they won't actually grow their money. They just hold it. Okay, they're very afraid of losing it. So even though they're comfortable, they have enough money coming in, they're very afraid of losing it. So the fear of losing money actually makes them not wealthy. Okay, it keeps them actually still below wealthy. So wealthy is something different I'm going to talk about in a bit. But they're stuck in the comfortable zone where they have to save every penny. They're penny pinching, or maybe they're not penny pinching, but still their major priority is save. So now we come on to the fourth money mindset, which actually is where I want every single person to get to. And that's a rich money mindset. And that's someone like Richard Branson and, all the other larger entrepreneurs. That's the mindset that they have. And this is the mindset that you need to adopt before you actually become a successful entrepreneur. Let me repeat that. That's so crucial. So crucial. You have to adopt this rich money mindset before you become a successful entrepreneur. Otherwise, you'll be chasing your tail. You really will be chasing your tail, because you'll find that you're making money, but you're manifesting expenses to let go of. Money's going out. You're saving money, but the savings going down the drain, or something else happens. So you'll actually self-sabotage, and you also have obviously loads of limiting beliefs come into play, which adds to the flavor, so to speak. And you'll find you're not, if you're trying to do it, for example, if you're an online entrepreneur, if you're trying to set up your services business, then you won't even charge accordingly. You'll undercharge. Okay, you over-deliver, undercharge. My contention with all my clients is, I always say charge according to what you're feeling comfortable. But these people will not. Okay, so what makes a rich person? Okay, a rich person is somebody who's absolutely driven to focus on adding value. They'll focus on actually leveraging. They see resources all around them, and they'll want to leverage time, technology, money, and so forth. So those people see resources all around. Hi, lovely. They're all around them, and they are driven to see how can they leverage it. So, example, one of them I recently gave for one of the limiting beliefs recently. I did the 3 limiting beliefs, and one of the things is that people say, I don't have any money, because money makes money. And I gave the example, that's a limiting belief. Now, if you had a rich money mindset and you didn't have much funds, by the way, you can adopt a rich money mindset today, even if you have very low funds in your bank account. Mindset should not be determined by the amount of money in your bank account. Your bank account is determined by your mindset. Okay, so even if you have very low funds in your bank account at the moment, you can adopt a rich money mindset and actually build your bank account. So how? This way. Now, one of the limiting beliefs I gave was, I talked about saying, you need money to make money, and I said how I called that as BS. That's complete BS, because you can have an idea. As long as you made the firm decision that I want to make money, the universe will provide you with an idea and opportunity to actually make money. Then you have to monetize it. You have to take action on it. When you take action on it, the right people will turn up. So if you need to, for example, I gave it a purpose. I gave the example of property investment. I purposely gave that because most people think, I need money to do property investment. Well, actually you do, but it doesn't have to be your money. right? So you can have the idea, as long as that's the firm idea and you've adopted the strategy that I want to make X amount of money and I'm going to use a property investment as my strategy, because there's many ways to make money. There's Forex and property and whatever else, okay? But I'm just assuming you've adopted that I want to make £100,000 and I want to use property development as a strategy. Then work on it. Plan it, find opportunity, and I guarantee you opportunities will be given to you. You will start recognizing opportunities for property development. Then once you have the plan there, once strategy there, then you need to attract the finance for it. Then I guarantee you again, if you set your mind straight, the right person, the right finance person, the investor will turn up. By coincidence, it will seem like a complete coincidence, but they will turn up and will be able to partner up with you for you to make this, the X amount of money that you wanted. But so where did we start from? We didn't start with X amount of money in your bank account. We started with your mindset, and that's how rich people think. And this is the mindset that I want every single person to adopt, because this is your focus. If you have this mindset, you will attract opportunities, people, circumstances, finances, money, investors, everything to yourselves to actually grow, to make your dreams come true. And once you build, by the way, law of attraction brings more, right? So as you get some small successes, success builds on success, builds on success. So as you start recognizing all these small wins, these small successes, law of attraction will bring you more. Does it make sense? It's super, super powerful. You don't have to be a multi-billionaire to go off and become rich, have a rich mindset. Adopt a rich money mindset now and recognize all the resources around you and work on, okay, so what do I believe? That money makes money, that's a limiting belief. Okay, I don't have money, that's a limiting belief. I don't have any talent, that's a limiting belief. I don't have college education, that's a limiting belief. I don't have a PhD, that's a limiting belief, etc. Do you see what I mean? Recognize, what you want to adopt. You want to adopt a rich money mindset. What's holding you back? What are your limiting beliefs you're holding you back? And let's address them. Once you've addressed all your limiting beliefs, you can adopt the rich money mindset, and then guess what? Move ahead with your entrepreneurial career, because entrepreneurship is bloody hard. Ask me. I know for a fact. I'm not saying that it's not hard. It's bloody hard, but you can do it. But you're focusing on the wrong thing. If you're hustling 24/7 and trying to make things work, it's not going to work, people. If you spend at least a third of the time on your mindset in terms of working, okay, what's holding me back? What limiting beliefs do I have? What am I not moving forward? What's going on? Instead of spending 24 hours trying to do those emails, blogging and vlogging and whatever the hell you guys are doing, if you stop for a moment and actually work on, okay, what am I believing is not possible for me? Where are my limiting beliefs? What is holding me back truly? And actually in the reality, then when you stop yourself and slow yourself down, you can see, okay, I'm actually holding myself back. It's my own mindset. It's my own way of thinking about myself. It's my own way of looking at things. Do you see how powerful this is? Everything begins and ends with you. You are the master of your own destiny, but you have to recognize it. You have to recognize it. And you have to keep things as simple as possible. You can make things as complicated as you want and go and confuse yourself, or keep things simple. I want to make X amount of money, okay? And I want to do it through Forex. I want to do it through property development. I want to do it through online courses. I want to do it through, a gazillion different ways. There's a million ways to make $1 million. Seriously, people, it is. Making money is not hard. Absolutely not hard. But you have to decide how much money you want and what's holding you away. The idea is for you to adopt a rich money mindset now and recognize the resources available to you all around you right now. Okay, the universe is ready and willing to help and come forward, but you have to ask the right questions and ask for the right help. That's very, very important, and become a really good receiver. But unless you are in the right sort of mindset, you will not be open to receiving the kind of help that's available to you from the universe via people. By the way, I'm not saying the universe, the magical angel's going to turn up to your doorstep, knocking on the door, say, hey, here's $1 million. No, I'm not into that woo-woo stuff like the miraculous manifestations. That happens too, but that's not where I go. Okay, let's be practical. Let's be pedantic about it. Let's see. Okay, how do we take the next step? What can we do? I am not about hustle, but I am about taking action. But the first step to do before you take any action is think, do I have the right mindset? Do I have the right frame of mind to actually move forward and make my life, and move my life in the direction that I want? That's very imperative, okay? Ask the right questions. And this is very important for you to have the mindset. So I'm going to go over the 4 mindsets again. The very first one is poor, in-depth mindset. These people are driven to borrow and spend. The second mindset It's break-even mindset. These people actually, pay expenses first and then spend the rest. They have nothing else left over. They're always literally pay paycheck to paycheck, and they make sure they manifest expenses. If they get unexpected bonus, then they'll manifest an unexpected expense to go with it. So it's just one of those things, okay? And the third mindset is comfortable mindset. These people are just driven to save, and they're actually afraid of losing money. They're actually they're fear mongering. And I've seen a lot of people who are rich, okay, they have a lot of money, but they're wealthy. They're not wealthy because they actually holding onto the money so tight. They're still living very frugally. They're living, they're driving, banging old car when they can really afford to have a nice, decent one, and they'll penny pinch all the time. So that's different. That's comfortable mindset, okay? Where they want to be comfortable. They're just so worried about being comfortable. They don't actually want to grow their wealth. They don't want to grow any further. The last one is rich mindset, and these people who think, okay, I have resources all around me. How can I monetize on these resources? Simple as that. Okay, I hope you found that useful. Until then, have a lovely evening, and bye for now.